All right, boys and girls, here she is. The Chevelle is in her new home. I will say this was no small feat getting it up in here. And oh my God, what have I done? This thing is so awesome and so terrible all at the same time. It's my first foray into the malaise world in quite some time. And this thing has been neglected. I knew what I was getting into when I went to get this thing, but oh my gosh. I don't know if I've ever seen so many animal droppings concentrated in one place in my life. I'm going to spend a long time cleaning this up. And the interior, well, I guess the interior is not as bad, but it's definitely been lived in. The seats are really knackered. Again, no real surprise considering where it was. Previous owner tried cleaning up the inside a little bit and got some stuff done. All the rubber parts, seals are completely gone. The paint predictably is pretty well sun damaged. At least the markings on the doors have, for the most part, survived. You can actually tell where it looks like they painted over the markings when the car was decommissioned, and then that spray paint has faded away. So I'm thinking if that's the case, that's probably what actually preserved the original painted on markings. So that's kind of cool. I've been doing some research on those and I'm not convinced I'll ever be able to figure out any information based on them. If you know otherwise or know somebody who can decode those things or look them up somewhere, please reach out to me. I'd love to know where this car served its time. It's got the original plates still with the car. The rear plate somewhere inside, I saw it already, and the front plate's still affixed to the front bumper. So that's pretty cool. The trunk has not been opened supposedly since it was parked in the early 80s. There's no keys. So that's up on my to-do list, is figure out how to get into the trunk. The worst rust on the car by far is underneath the windshield channel here. The rear glass actually is not really even supported. That lip is rotted out and that part of the package tray is gone. So as far as the body's concerned, that's the worst. There's some rust in one of the floor pans, but otherwise the body is mostly solid. As you can see, there's the rest of the engine accessories. I have no idea why they removed the water pump and replaced it inside the vehicle. I would have much rather left it under the hood where it belongs. I have no idea where I'm going to get replacement moldings for this car because this is not the popular generation of A-body. Steering wheel is gross. I don't know if I've ever touched a steering wheel as gross as this one. Some cool details though. Good old fastened seat belts tag there on the dash. There's a little card holder down here, some Shell logos on it that I'm guessing the fuel card used to reside in. Headliner's in pretty good shape. I got that going for me. The rubber flooring is still there, but it's pretty much cracked and torn. So the fact that it's a rubber floor is pretty cool. But unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to really be able to save it. And I highly doubt I am going to be able to find a reproduction rubber floor mat for this car. I'm assuming at some point the top was actually painted white, probably because of the heat of the California desert where this thing was probably originally serving time. And then the white has faded away. And so you can see where the green, where it was underneath the white, has survived very well, and where the white ended, the green is pretty much gone. And then up here, the white is faded off. It's definitely white over green. When I was first looking at pictures, I thought maybe the car was originally a white top and they painted it over green. But based on some overspray in various places inside the doors and how it's taped off, I'm pretty sure the white was added later. So that probably actually did a lot to protect the roof, having that extra layer of paint on it, kind of like the extra layer of paint over the markings. You can see those again on this side. Evidence of black spray paint where they'd sprayed over top of it when it was taken out of service. It's also the Deluxe model, which I find humorous because Deluxe basically translates into the base model in this generation Chevy. It was also a 1 year thing apparently for 73. Lots of 1 year only things about this car. I do enjoy the poverty caps that are still in place on the car. Those give it an awesome look in my opinion. Bumpers are actually in really good shape. The chrome's held up really well. They seem to be really straight with not much pitting. Pretty excited about the car overall. Can't wait to dig into it. I'm trying to track down parts. Coming up with parts cars for this is pretty difficult. Got to figure out what I'm going to do for an engine. I'd love to do a just a basic LS, like a 5.3 truck motor in here. But my goals for the car to get on the road pretty quickly and actually just to be able to get running and driving and moving, because pushing it up a hill in and out of this garage is not fun either. So I don't know. I'm probably just going to find a 350, shove in it, and get it running, moving on its own power. I really, really, really want to do hot rod power tour with this car. I really want to get this thing on the road by June and head south with it. So yeah, let me know what you think of the car, what you think we should do with it. Look for more videos on this coming very, very soon as I start cleaning this thing up and getting it at least to the point I can work on it maybe. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe and like, and see you next time.